So you found a hot niche. Now it's time to go ahead and pick that product. Or, we found where the fish are. Now we're going to find out what they want to eat. First off, we're going to talk about two different broad categories of products that we can promote. The first one, digital information products. This is anything that can be downloaded. Audiobooks, just, audio itself, like an interview of, some famous person telling people about something. Videos, obviously, ebooks, webinars, membership, like a website that you have to pay or subscribe to be a member of that. That's a digital information product. Anything that can be downloaded. Nice thing about those is people, they kind of jump on them because it's instant gratification. If somebody has a product that is, a guitar training course, they can purchase it, they can download it right away, and they can start watching it. They don't have to wait to get it shipped to them. Now, it's not tangible. It's nothing that they're going to be able to touch. That is a physical product. These are things like electronics, health supplements, camping equipment, that kind of stuff. They can also be information products. For example, an audiobook could be burned onto a CD, and the CD can be sold. That kind of thing. Ebooks can be printed into a report, and the report can be sold. So we've got two different kinds of things. The physical products, nice thing about them in a sense is they usually will have a higher perceived value than a digital information product. Okay, so in other words, somebody might be willing to pay $50 for a training CD, whereas downloading videos they might want to pay $30 because the physical product has a higher perceived value. The downside to that is some things, like electronics, they don't have an incredibly high markup. So the commission that you'll get is considerably less. If you promote a stereo system or a guitar or something, you might make $15 off of it, maybe. You might make 10, but a digital information product, a lot of times the vendors there, they'll split it 50-50 with you, or even they'll give you 75% because they're wanting to get a lot of people. It doesn't cost them any more to sell that thing, to sell 500 copies than it does to sell 100. It's just a matter of getting the traffic. So they'll even give you 75% in order to entice you to promote their product. Some physical products, like a CD, for example, the cost of a CD is relatively inexpensive. So some vendors will still be able to cut you in a pretty good deal there. But for the most part, the physical products don't have quite as much markup and therefore not quite as much commission. The exception to that would be a very high-end product. If there's something that costs $1,500, you might get a $200 commission off of that. Typically, they work off percentages anyway. Digital information products, the same thing, usually a percentage. Okay, so two different kinds of things. I am going to recommend to you, because it's the easiest and it's the least hassle, I'm going to recommend to you digital information products to start out with. You can, of course, and you ideally would like to have physical products available, so that can be something that you branch out to eventually, but digital information products is my recommendation for starting. Now, I'm going to be showing you two different companies that you can sign up for, and I'm going to give you the recommendations for what you're looking for products as far as the payout and some other things. These recommendations do not mean that you would never go lower than this in the future. But what they mean is that with these numbers that you're going to see in a second, it almost guarantees success in your campaign. For ClickBank, we're looking for a commission of $30 or greater and a gravity of 100 or greater. You don't know what gravity is yet, but unless you're familiar with ClickBank, but I'm going to tell you, gravity is it's kind of like a number that ClickBank assigns that lets people know how exciting, how new, and how popular this product is with other affiliates. So if something has a high gravity, 100 or greater, then it's a pretty hot product and lots of people are selling it. The reason lots of people are selling it is probably because it's an easy sell. So you were looking for $30 or greater commission and $100 for the gravity, 100 or greater. If you find that combination, and I'll tell you a resource, cbengine.com, go there. That's a great tool for finding ClickBank products. And we'll take a look at ClickBank here in the next video, actually. The next one is for Commission Junction, also known as CJ. Here we're looking for commission of 15% or greater and a 3-month EPC of $20 or greater. You will see the EPC there on Commission Junction. All it is it is telling you that per 100 clicks, their affiliates have made $20 or more, whatever the number is. It might say $34, right? But whatever it is, that 3-month EPC is kind of like giving you a history and basically saying for the average affiliate that gets their link clicked on 100 times, they're going to make a certain amount of money. So you're looking for $20 or greater, 15% or greater commission, $20 or greater for the 3-month EPC. We will be taking a look at those here in a little bit. What this is telling you again is these qualifications right here mean that it's going to be easier for you to be successful and get encouraged because of that success if you have these qualifications met. That does not mean that I never go out and find a product on Commission Junction or ClickBank that the commission's $20 and maybe the gravity is $60. And not to say I wouldn't promote it, because I would. Sometimes, like, you gain experience, right? So I can detect, I'll check out an offer, and I can tell based on the sales page what the product is, the quality of the product. Maybe it's brand new, because if something's new, it won't have a gravity of 100. It'll have a very low gravity. But I can tell if it's going to be a success, and I'll go ahead and do it. Maybe I'll get in on it early before a lot of other affiliates are promoting it. So that's not to say that you would never do that, but starting out, this is what you want to stick with. And here's some other rules for success. If a product has a weak sales page, you have to do the pre-selling. Sometimes you will find a product that is pretty hot, it is pretty popular, it's got great commission, even the gravity's up pretty good, but the sales page is pretty low-key. It's not, they didn't do a real good job on it. In that case, you have to do the pre-selling by creating your own website, your own sales page essentially, and then forwarding them on to where they can make the purchase. Now, ideally, I'll interject a little something here. This might be a little too complicated, okay, to go into detail, but you'll figure it out. If there is a sales page that the vendor has and it's not that good, and you're going to have to create your own, what you want to do in that case is find out from the vendor if they have a direct buy link. So in other words, you don't really want to send them to their sales page, because people were already on your sales page and you sell it really good. You don't want to send them to theirs where it looks yuck, right? So you want to find out if there's a direct link. And a lot of these vendors do have that, where there is a link that you can send them to that basically is the order form. So after you've already done the pre-selling, they go ahead and click on the order form. Always be building your list. Don't make the mistake of trying to send people directly to an offer with your links. Always be building your list so that you are, you're building up something that you're going to be able to utilize for a long time, not just a one-off sale. Laser targets your list. Make sure that the people that you're adding to your list are very focused in what they're interested in. You do not build, there's no such thing as a generic list. That's called spamming, and we don't want to do that. You want to pick your niche, get the people that are in that list very, very focused, involved, and they are interested in that niche, and they really do want to receive information from you on that, and then that's all that you give them. You don't, early on, I made the mistake of being involved in a niche, and I had a couple thousand people on my list, and I wanted to market something else to them, something new that I was getting into, but was totally unrelated. And as you might guess, it totally bombed. As a matter of fact, I had hundreds of people unsubscribe from the list because they didn't sign up for that. They weren't interested in that, and they didn't want to get information like that. So I learned that lesson the hard way. You don't want to do it yourself. Don't be tempted. Even if you've got, a list of 10,000 people and you're like, hey, this new product right here that is totally different from that niche, they'd totally be interested in that. So I'm going to blast my list and see what happens. I'll tell you right now what's going to happen. You're going to lose subscribers and you're not going to make sales. So don't do that. Now, let's go ahead in the next video, and I'm going to do a hands-on with, we're going to check out some of the sites that we've been talking about and just kind of go over the things. There's not a lot of instruction that needs to be done as far as using the sites because it's pretty self-explanatory, and they've got their own tutorials there. But I'm just going to give you a little bit of exposure to them, let you see what I'm talking about, and we'll do that in the next video.